Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Academia. I am one of your professors, Professor Pickle, alongside, as always, with.
What's up, students? It's your Professor Mad Reggin, aka Tom here.
Today, for class, we are going to talk about an anime that has been sweeping the nation the past couple weeks. So let's go ahead and get right into it, and let's talk Demon Slayer. I'm taking this off real quick because this is already annoying me. It was fun for the first 5 seconds, but yes, this is my little Tanjiro keychain because I don't have a shirt. But you know what? As always, your Professor Pickle's showing up with the merch because I have my Tanjiro sweatpants on. So and you can tell it's Tanjiro too because audio listeners, we love you, but it even says other leg. It says his name. But yeah, so I'm repping the merch. But yeah, so wanted to get that out of the way real quick. So you have Professor Tom over there looking like Gyu with his multicolor Hattori. So yeah, so Demon Slayer, it follows the Kamado siblings after their family was murdered by demons. Tanjiro is trying to take care of his sister, and when she becomes a demon and attacks them, they get confronted by a swordsman who then tells Tanjiro to go find this one man. Tanjiro ends up becoming a demon slayer, fighting alongside his sister, meeting many other demon slayers. You meet the Hashiras, you meet more demons. There's epic battles. They just finished up. Technically, it's season 3. Technically, season 4. If you get on Professor Regin's bad side and say that the Mugen Train is not technically a season, he will not be too happy. But yeah, so it follows Tanjiro and his adventures on trying to make his sister back into human. That's pretty much his main goal. But yeah, so we're gonna pass it over to your Professor Regin, and he's going to explain how he got into Demon Slayer.
So, funny story here. How I got into Demon Slayer. All started with one Sunday afternoon. I know, look at him. He's flattering himself because he's like, yeah, I did that. We were watching the My Hero Second movie with your Professor Pickle over here. I've never watched it, so my reaction was just, but just not to get on the topic of My Hero here. After we get done with that, he's like, hey, what are you trying to watch here? And I'm like, well, I don't know. I haven't really seen any new animes, and I'm like, I see Demon Slayer around, but is it any good? He's like, is it any good? And then we basically just did Discord and watched a couple episodes. 3 seconds in was the snow falling, and that's all she wrote for me. I just said, man, if the animation is just this beautiful and great within the first 3 seconds, if they can get a good plot going, you're sold. You got me sold, baby. So yeah, that's how I got into it. It's from your Professor Pickle over here.
Yeah, so
Or here.
mine's not. Yeah, you're here for me. I'm here. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so mine's not as interesting. I was just kind of laying on the couch browsing through Netflix, bored one day. I was like had a week off of work, so I had nothing to do, and then I stumbled across Demon Slayer, and I want to say it was right after season 3 came out. It would have been on Hulu. It wasn't available on Netflix, but I was like, I've heard a lot about it. I've seen some things about it. Why not give it a shot? And I finished it all within that week. I watched the entirety of Demon Slayer. I don't even think it took me a week. I think it took me a couple days because I just binged it. And was it good? Was it like you said, that first couple bits of snow falling, that animation? I was like, whew, okay now, okay, like that was spectacular. So getting into talking about animation stuff like that, I'm gonna hand it off to your Professor Regin. He's going to go through his ratings like we do for every anime. I'll let him explain all of that. So go ahead.
All right. So every week, every class that we have 4 categories to do our rankings here. It goes from plot to characters to fight scenes to animations to give us our whole overall here. We're gonna start off with the plot here. The plot, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. I like it just because in the beginning I wasn't sure what I was getting out of it. It felt pretty slow paced. At least for the first 3 episodes for me, it felt pretty slow paced. So I was trying to push through, keep it going because I'm like, okay, kid's sister is a demon, and then as soon as they started getting more into like the more in depth parts of being a demon slayer, that's where it like kicked off for me. So with that being said, besides that little like part right there, that's where it doesn't become a 10 out of 10 for me because it was a very interesting slow pace. But after that though, it was beautifully done. You got great introduction, a reason behind why they're doing everything that they're doing, meaning that they're trying to get Nezuko to become a human again. And they're trying to collect this blood of all the upper demons so they can go ahead and, you know, kind of bring her back into research and get her to be a human again. And that kind of gets lost and shuffled throughout the
Mm-hmm.
seasons. That's where that kind of like notched it down a little bit more for me for the plot because you kind of forget that the main reason why Tanjiro is doing everything is to make his sister turn back into a human and capture all the blood of the upper demons.
Right.
Which, hey, spoiler, we didn't even get to see it in season 4. He didn't even throw a kunai or anything at her.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so you don't need every single upper demon. Got you.
This is
But
I saw
oh,
so I'm
go
so
ahead.
sorry to cut you off. Yes, we need to start doing these a little earlier, but this is a spoiler video. We do not dive into the manga. This is anime only. So all of our options are based off just what's in the anime. Because let me tell you, later on, I definitely could change a whole bunch of my choices based off the manga. But since we're doing anime only, I have to go up to where the anime's at. So I will let you continue. Sorry for interrupting you, but just wanted to put this spoiler out there.
No, you're good. I mean, he nailed it around the dot. We're not touching manga at all because definitely our ratings would 110% be impacted by what happened in the manga. I can vouch for that myself. But yeah, just like I said, season 4, just like how like they didn't even like introduce the whole like throwing like those blades to go get the blood. But I kind of get why they didn't do it at the same time because Nezuko surviving in the sun, like I know a little bit more, but I'm not gonna, that's for the manga
That's
portion
for the
if we ever,
manga.
yeah. But yeah, just the plot was just it was amazing. It's just it kind of loses focus here and there on like what
Mm-hmm.
truly is what they're doing here. Like I get they're fighting the upper rank demons to bring balance back to the world and take out Muzan and his army, but yeah, that's why it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Characters, I give it a 9 out of 10 also for me because there is a bunch of characters that I fall in love with, and then there's just characters where it kind of just falls off. Like uh Tanjiro's love interest, you know,
Kano?
yeah,
Kano? Kana?
Tsusenori. She's like she has a pretty good like character development and like like she's part of the training on for them to get a little bit better, but I didn't really like I didn't really feel attached to her. So it wasn't really one of those things for me. I mean, I felt more attached to the triplets than I felt more to her
Fair.
because I felt like the triplets were like they're kind of everywhere. And same with Ayo Kanazaki, the one
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah,
It's
I felt
is it
more
IO or is it AOE?
AO. We'll say AOE just for
Yeah,
what do you
like
like to call her?
like we say we it's like AOE, AOE, AOI, AOE. Listen,
We'll say
we're gonna say AOE. If you have a problem with it, just let us know in the comments. Whatever,
it's okay. Just
it's
roast
okay.
us.
Just roast us. That's fine. We'll take it.
But besides all that though, they really give you a good like character development with like your main people. Like even with Genya, they gave us a very good character development. Like guy can't use any breathing styles, so they bring him a Glock. What? In a world where we didn't even think guns could exist. Like that was amazing, and that he could eat demon flesh to gain their powers too. Beautiful, kind of making up for that Achilles heels of not having a style. And then don't forget Senitsu,
Zenitsu.
yeah, Zenny. I'm gonna call him Zenny.
Zenny.
Zenny. They give him, we get to learn more about his backstory, why his hair is yellow, which is awesome. He got struck by lightning and survived. And
That
then
was
let's
cool.
not forget
Yeah.
about not forget about the creator himself of the B style and Nosuke. Everybody's beloved character. I mean, is there anything you could hate about him? I
Right.
don't see it. And then Tanjiro, another protagonist that makes me like a protagonist because he's just so well done. And then Nezuko too. Nezuko is the best character development in this whole plot for me because you just see the growth, the difference, and like, yeah, 9 out of 10. Not going too in depth with it because we do have our top 5 of different categories, so we're gonna step down on that category. But fight scenes, 10 out of 10. If you've never watched Demon Slayer, just YouTube any Demon Slayer fight. I guarantee you will not be disappointed visually and like with just like all the colors and stuff like that, and the actual like fighting style itself, like the samurai styles that they've been using in there, the different breathing styles, every type of like different like element, environment, everything in the fights are amazing. And if you want one good fight to watch, one good fight, season 3, episode 10, correct? Episode 10?
Entertainment District arc, just in case people get confused with episode 3, which is the
Entertainment arc. It is blah blah Uzui versus starts with a G. Starts with a G.
Gyarto.
Can't think. Gyarto. Yes,
Yeah,
that
episode
is
10, Never Give Up. Don't give up or never give up, one of those two.
never give up. I'm pretty
I think
sure.
so.
But yeah, just that fight specifically. Just watch that, and you can come fight me and tell me if any other fights don't actually match up 10 out of 10. Animation, just can we stop playing with ourselves on this one? It's a 10 out of 10. Come on. They never put their foot off the pedal. If I could give it more than a 10, I give it a 9,001 out of 10. That is the most beautiful animation I've seen. Like out of every anime that I've watched, that is the most beautiful animation I've ever seen. Yes, I know it's newer, but to keep up with all of that and visually just feed our eyes with all the beautiful animation and art style that they give us, I cannot defer a 10 out of 10. I cannot. I can't give it any lower. I can't go 9.9. I can't go 9.8. It is a 10 out of 10. I cannot fight that argument. Overall, what I give it, 9.7 out of 10. 9.7 out of 10. It is a beautiful anime. I love everything about it. It's almost perfect. It's almost perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If the plot, I mean, listen, the plot is amazing. That was a little bit of a reason why I couldn't give it a perfect. If it had a good pace from the beginning all the way to the end, meaning like I was hooked besides the animation right off the jump, then I'd probably give it a 10 out of 10. The character development, if I felt a little bit more towards some of the other side characters, I know I'm being picky, but we have to
Yeah.
be picky on these things. Then it'd probably be a 10 out of 10. Just if one of those categories would have got a 10, I would have gave it a perfect 10 out of 10 and I would have outweighed it because of the animation has such a huge impact on the rating itself because not too many animes can hold that true animation style all the way through and not have a dip.
And get better.
That's what I mean. And it gets better. Like you're getting 4K movie quality out of every single season. Like
Right.
you got 4K in the first, then you got where I'm making up this right now. Then you get a 5K, then you get a 7K, then you get an 8K, and it's just like I don't know how much more you could like feed my eyeballs with how beautiful it is. They're literally going to start puking with how much beautifulness is in this show. Like I said, the most beautiful anime, and nobody will ever touch it until somebody does. Demon Slayer will always take the animation tops. It will take the top spot in animation for me. Hands down, every time. Find me one that's better from start to finish.
Oh, actually, I like your ratings a lot. Um, so yeah, okay, my turn. So, plot and story, it's an 8.5 for me out of 10. Now, I do agree that
Okay.
the beginning does definitely get you. It's very slow pace, but when it picks up, it picks up, and
Oh yeah.
once it does, it doesn't stop. The reason it rates so low for me is the fact that I feel like they wasted so much with like. But the biggest issue I had is when Muzan killed all the lower moons, because that could have been a couple cool, decent fights with Tanjiro and them. Like he barely scraped by against Rui, Lower Moon 5. What? Let's see his progression instead of jumping all the way to Upper Moon 6, facing. Well, he did face Upper Moon 1, and he did beat that one. But like, I don't know, like it just introduced all these other characters and got rid of them, and then like I get it. Like it's the Demon Slayer is like one of the worlds where like no one's truly safe. The main characters
It's
somehow have, yeah, the main characters have an invincibility buff somehow because Tanjiro got slashed through the mouth and literally, oh my god, his finger's broken. Man's still surviving. He just gets absolutely destroyed every single fight. Um, But yeah, no, so it's 8.5 out of 10. I just have an issue with that. But like, the thing is, I like the pacing. Like, I really enjoy how they were, like, from start to finish, there's like a 2 or 3 year gap. Not from start to finish, but like from season or episode 1 to like 3 or 4, there's a 2 or 3 year gap. Because he's
well,
training for
yeah,
like 2 years, which is crazy. Like, you don't see that, you see that happening between seasons. You don't see that happening between episodes.
no,
Rarely. So that's why that's awesome. But yeah, I just feel like and like now we're like just automatically taking down hot upper rank after upper rank after upper rank, and I really do feel like we have one more season left. Like the Hasha training arc and the Infinity Castle got announced. I really feel like that's gonna be the last season. I feel like they
wait,
might.
you. I don't mean to cut you off here. Just kind of. Do you think that it's going to be a movie for the Hashira arc, kind of like what they did with the Mugen Train? And then do you think they're going to make the official season being the Infinite Tower?
I'd love that. I would love for them to make a movie out of the Hasha training arc, or make a movie out of the last couple episodes of Demon Slayer, because like I did kind of catch up with the manga, so I know what happens. But it's just another great anime that's just not gonna last long. Like it's the manga's finished. It's not gonna last long, and that's why like I feel like it was just rushed. I feel like once it picked up, it started rushing a bit. It started going way too fast. I felt like it could slow down quite a bit. And like I love Tanjiro and everything, but I feel like yeah, he is a descendant of a sun breather, but like somehow like they just get so powerful so fast.
But don't forget though, that man literally is training almost every single day. He
That's
he
also
kind of has
true.
that Deku vibe where like they're literally training just to keep up.
But yeah, so 8.5 out of 10 for plot and story. Moving on to characters, jumps up quite a bit to a 9.5 because wow, is there not a large roster compared to other animes? True, but would what they give you, is it phenomenal? Yes. Up until the fact that this last season, like almost every season makes you adore almost every single character in that season. This latest season, I don't. It's not that I don't dislike anybody, but like I just the Hashira is like I like them. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't feel the same way I felt for them in the other seasons. Uh, there's a character in this latest season that I was like, holy crap, amazing development. This is crazy. One of my new favorite characters. But not going too deep into that stuff because we have some lists coming up. But yeah, so characters are gonna get a 9.5 out of 10 from me just for the fact that like it's not hard to fall in love with these characters. It's not hard to really enjoy them, and that also sucks because sometimes you fall in love with them, and the next thing you know they're gone or they're retired. So yeah, there's not much I can say about the next one because Tom pretty much said everything about it. 10 out of 10 for fights. There's not a single fight in this series that I'm like, wow, like crazy. And the craziest thing is, like, what we see is not what's happening. There's no flames, there's no water, there's no lightning, none of that. The blood demon art's real, but the breathing techniques are not. But like the visuals, oh, and the fights are just so good. I've never gotten hyped around fights. Like my hero fights I have because it's the only other anime I can think of like in this moment to explain. But like, what's up?
AOT?
AOT, yes, but like I'm thinking like more colorful aspect.
Oh, color. Yeah,
More
no, you're
color,
absolutely right.
right? So like it's just so vibrant and pops so well. But yeah, so 10 out of 10 for fights, coming in with a 10 out of 10 for animation as well. Like you said, this is the best animated series I've ever seen. Nothing comes close. There's good animes out there that have great animation, but nothing comes close to this animation. This they do so well with CGI too. A lot of animes fail in CGI, where Demon Slayer hasn't failed yet. But one of the best scenes is when Gyarto's walking out of the fire. That fire just looks so clean. Even the fish, those fish demons in the newest season, like they look so good. They do. They
Oh,
look
and
good.
dragon and the stone dragons, bro.
Oh my god. Yes, they look so good.
The lightning too. I'm sorry, but like you brought up season 4, but when he smacks his drum and the lightning comes out, when they have to worry about that every time,
Oh, that's.
oh, it brings back the Oozway feels, man.
I love the colors they use for that too. I really do. But yeah, so I have a question for you overall. Is that what you gave it, or is that what it came out to after you calculated it?
So I mixed in both. So I calculated it, and then I went off of what I truly felt, and I so I basically put more how I felt into my rating on this one. Like I put stats and logic into the rating overall, but then I put how I truly felt, how I could feel about it,
So
like how I explained.
I'm gonna have to agree with a 9.7 because mine was a 9.5 because that's what it came out to after my average. I average off 4, but I'm like that still seems low enough for them. But like adding that a 9 point, I'm gonna have to go with a 9.7 as well for my overall. Like this has been my highest rated anime so far. It's probably my second favorite. I still like My Hero more because it just holds a special place in my heart. And even though I rated that a 9 out of 10 and Demon Slayer 9.7, like it's phenomenal. Great anime. But yeah, so I will let Professor Reggin get into the next topics, which are my favorite, hopefully a fan favorite, but I'll let you go ahead.
All right, so now we're doing a little bit more of a deeper dive. That's why we didn't really like step into like more for the characters and stuff like that, because now we're doing top fives. So our categories are is top five characters, top five Hashiras, top five demons, and then a little special treat at the end, how we ranking each season. And yes, Mugen Train is season 2. Like you said, you can come fight me in the comments. It's season 2. We're considering it season 2 in this aspect.
Or we can call them arcs too. We can do I guess we can call season 1 just the I want
Introduction.
we're gonna call it the introduction arc or the Tanjiro arc. I think that's actually what it translates to, something like that. Or we'll call it the Komodo arc, Tanjiro Komodo. So the Komodo arc, the Mugen Train arc, Entertainment District arc, and the Swordsmith Village arc. But yeah, so at least for me, uh, I made sure that I had no repeating characters because I definitely could have had some characters on all three lists, but I wanted to add a variety. So I sat down, and I thought about it. So for each of my 3 different lists, I have no repeating characters on it.
Same.
Cool. Okay. So since you're going first, I'm going to predict. I don't know if I can predict the order. I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna predict at least 5 characters, and I can probably predict at least your top 3.
Okay.
So the 5 characters for Professor Reggin are going to include Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Nezuko, and Genya. And top 3 will include Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Nezuko.
Okay. So you got 4 right on the list, and you only got 2 placements right.
That's not awful.
No, it's not. So number 5 is Mr. Hajinzaku, the swordsman who does
Oh,
Tanjiro's
Tanjiro's
sword.
sword. I thought about
Fell in,
adding him.
I
Okay.
listen. I fell in love with that character with this whole arc. that he took demon attacks and just literally nonstop did his blade the whole time because he was zen, he was in the zone, and he was POing a upper demon,
Right, it
and
was an upper
everybody,
demon.
yeah, that's what I mean. In shock the whole time, and I was in shock because I'm like, he's not even a Hashira, and he's taking this abuse, like, and we got to see his face. We got a face reveal,
Yeah.
which was awesome. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, everyone in Demon Slayer, at least all the humans, some of the demons, they're all attractive.
Like, bro, like, and Nosuke's face reveal, like, bro, like, what? I thought it was gonna be like this crazy, like, scarred up face looking
Right.
mofo. With I thought Mr. Hachinasuka or whatever his name is, Tanjiro Swordsmith. I thought he was gonna be like in his 40s or 50s. The dude
Right.
looks like he's in his 20s or 30s maybe, and he was jacked.
Oh, he was.
Like,
Oh yeah.
dude, like, what? Threw me for a freaking curveball. Ah, all right. Number 4, Genya, Mr. Got a Glock in my Rari. Listen, it was amazing to like have him introduced because to be honest, we really have not seen him since
Final
I'm trying to
selection.
think of, yes, the class selection. We have not really seen it. And he's the guy who was like, give me my sword. I need my sword. Can I have my sword? And then like you're like, bro, chill. Chill, chill. But then like you saw a little more glimpse of him where he's like now buffed out, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, in season 3, it's like, okay. And then we get to season 4, and then we actually get to like know more about him. And it's just crazy that one, he's a brother of a Hashira. Two, he eats demon flesh and he can have demon powers. And three, the man has a gun. He's the only one that has a I'm I'm still in disbelief that like this is wild. And I thought that was like the ultimate weapon that they were teasing when we literally got introduced to it in the first episode. Me and
Mhm.
Dylan and his brother went to the movie, which that's another topic for another
Yeah.
day. It was a little lackluster. But boy oh boy, I can't fight Genya being number 4 for me. Number 3, Zenitsu, man. I love Zeni, man. I love him. From him being like this simping crybaby mofo, and he just literally you're just like, man, he's so annoying. Like you don't like him in the beginning. You're like, why is this guy so important? And then he falls asleep, and it's just a light switch hits, and it's just like he's a god. The dude literally has lightning style, and he only has one breathing technique. He only has one breathing technique, and he literally perfects it. That he doesn't need anything else. And I'm just mind blown how beautiful his technique is. I'm even more mind blown that the dude got struck by lightning, hair turns yellow, and he's alive to tell the story, kinda. And I don't know, man. He's just kind of cool, and I'm shipping him and Nezuko though. He deserves Nezuko. Nezuko deserves a guy that will love her like that.
That's fair.
And I mean, that's it. That's her brother. That's one of her brother's best friends. So I mean, hey, why not? Number 2, Inosuke. Inosuke is my number 2. I love him. He gives me that Bakugo feel. Like he's like, you bastard! Like he's just gonna come up and just do everything. One, created his own breathing style.
Yeah.
Two, man, literally, it's just he can go toe to toe. He could get stabbed with poison in the heart and come back. And literally just go go nuts. Like he was a giant shocker, and every season except for season 4, everything he did was kind of like a shock. You were kind of thrown off, like, how is he doing this? What is he doing? And I just grew to love the character, like the face reveal to how strong he actually is, and just his personality is just crazy. Like I'm so upset that like he wasn't part of season 4. Same with Zenny. Like I'm just like, these are the homies. You can't just break them off halfway through a series. I get that they need their own character growth to come back to for other things, but why you do that to us after we just got the most beautiful season, which was number 3, the entertainment. All right. Anyway, All right, and then number one is Tanjiro. I mean, from the beginning to the end of where we're at right now, there has not been a moment where you can't say I don't like Tanjiro. One, humble. Two, uses his nose to find out where the kill point is of every demon, which is wild. I
Yeah.
would expect that with a Nosuke because he has beast style, beast breeding, but still. He's smart. He's on his toes. He doesn't have full protagonist armor if you truly think about it, though. He has his moments, but it's not all the way like full protagonist protection armor. Like, he took a freaking sight to the jaw, poison and everything, and he's just like, gotta keep pushing. Sorry, twice. Oh, my bad. Yeah, the one of the most disgusting, craziest scenes ever. Just a
Ah.
bone crack. For my sports nuts out there, I think of Gordon Hayward first possession against the Cavaliers with the Celtics. You just hear his ankle go. That's all I imagine, just with the freaking finger cracks, and he goes, ha, ha, ha. Oh, you're such a disgrace. It just, oh, kills me. Like, Tanjiro is just like, first water sign. And then fire because he's a sun breather. And then he takes Zenny's move and makes it his own. Like, he's the freaking avatar.
You
Like, my
stole my.
man,
I was gonna say that. I was gonna call him the Avatar. You stole it.
I, I'm going to give you props. You beat me to it. He came up with the Avatar line. He literally is the Avatar of the Demon Slayer world. I'm not going too much on that one because that is his, and I'm going to give him the
No, you're
right to
fine. You're
go
fine.
off on that. But listen, though, Tanjiro has that Deku vibe, and I think he's even better than Deku. I love him more than Deku, honestly. And that's hard because I don't really like protagonists. And just, he's so humble. He's such a good person. And, like, every time he kills a demon, he's just like, except for last season, he's just like, man, he just looks so sad. I feel so bad for him. This season, he's like, I don't give a die already. We got to keep moving on this
The
story.
circumstances this season were pretty high, though.
I mean, I agree, but I'm just saying a lot of characteristic changes happened. The
Yeah.
plot kind of changed a little bit, but yeah, those are my top five. All right, let's guess here for the pickle. He's getting all chippery. So all right, so we're gonna go Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenny. We're gonna go Suriyori. Wow, I almost said Naruto's love interest.
Hisuri?
Yeah, Kanao,
Oh,
the love
Kanao.
interest of Tanjiro,
Okay.
and Nezuko, because you kind of are you throwing me off with Tanjiro? You know what? Scratch that. Scratch that. Scratch that. We're gonna go Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenny, Genya, Nezuko. Top three, if I had to guess, besides the obvious Tanjiro, which is going to be his number one, and Nosuke is going to be number two. That's going to be my predictions right there. I'm going to secure his two spots right there. I'm pretty sure those two are one and two.
Okay, so if I have it right, you got that right. They're mine 1 and 2, but you only got 3 out of 5.
So I was right then with with his love interest, wasn't I?
So starting at
I
number
will.
5, and this is like the only. Okay, I I am a sucker for gag characters. Not gag characters, just not characters you really would expect. But so I have two different ones on two different lists, and this is one of them, which is AOE. Um,
Okay.
I don't know what it is about her, but I think she's so cool. Because she's part of the Butterfly Mansion's crew. She's like one of Shinobu's right hand gals next to the three little girls, and like she's so like the way she speaks to all of them, like she cares so much about them, especially Inosuke. Cares about them so much, but like she's so hard on them too because she wants what's best for them. And I really appreciate her in the work that she puts into everything she does on the Butterfly Mansion. So that's why she's number 5. Number 4, if you know anything about me and you watch the My Hero podcast, you would know that I'm a big sucker for relationships and best girls. And even though she's not maybe top 5 best girls across anime for me, I have to go through a list. She is my best girl I think she's my best. She's close. There's a couple different best girls for Demon Slayer, but she's one of them. But it's Kanaho, and I just think her and Tanjiro are amazing. And I really like her story. How she just became numb, and Tanjiro started
She
like
was
you can, like you want to talk about character development. The last time not Naruto, my bad.
right.
the
It
last
happened
time,
in.
the last time Tanjiro sees her, he grabbed the coin. He's like, "I'm gonna keep flipping it until it lands on whatever it was, head or something." She was like, she had the glow in her eyes, all that, but she was still like flipping a coin. And then cut to after Entertainment District, when she goes check on Tanjiro, and she yells as loud as she can at everyone to be like, "Please be quiet. He's trying to sleep," or stuff like that. Like that's character development right there. And like when I saw that, because we watched in theaters as the part of the first episode, my heart sank, and I'm like, wow, she's awesome. I can't wait to see what she does. I know she's gonna be a big player coming up in the next season. But yes, I really do like her. I like
I'm
her
so
story.
mad. I should have just stuck with it. I knew. I knew. Oh God, for once
Number
you.
number 3 is Genya.
Okay. Okay.
He's the character part of this season that I was like, wow. Not only because like the one thing that like really, and I know it's weird, but like he has the same dub voice or the same sub voice actor as Bakugo from My Hero. So like I think that's an amazing voice actor. I think they did him so well. But the thing that got me was his backstory, which I think personally is the saddest one in Demon Slayer. I see it being more sad than Tanjiro's because he watched it happen.
Oh yeah.
Tanjiro didn't watch it happen. I think Genya's backstory is one of the saddest in Demon Slayer, and seeing like how much he wants to work hard for his brother, and yet the man, can't use breathing styles, but he still is going up against Upper Moon 4 and like doing his damnedest. He beheaded one of the extra heads. Like Tanjiro with some breathing was able to behead 3 of them at one time, but still the fact that he fought one pretty much hand to hand combat,
Yep.
and with it, like you said, the Glock he pulled up, like it's
Out of
awesome.
nowhere.
It's so cool. So like he's really interesting, and he really made me like he shot up my list. I didn't like him whatsoever before, at all. I thought he looked cool, like it was glow up, but like this season really made me shed a new light on him.
He just looked like a prick, dude.
Right. Number 2 is Inosuke. You can't go wrong with Inosuke. You really can't. A lot of people did not like him his first entrance, and I thought this man was awesome. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like he is just a little he's a little shithead pretty much. I'll keep that in. That's okay. Um but no, he's just it's awesome. He's awesome. He's hilarious. My favorite gag of his is messing up Tanjiro's name. Gambachigo. Tampokudo.
Favorite is when he's like on top of the ceiling in the beginning of four, and it's like, is and those kids above my ceiling? He's like,
He's like, how'd you know I was there? And my favorite is how he wants to fight everybody. Like when Gyu first comes up and saves him, and he's like, "Fight me!" And then he just gets tied up, and like you can see him like I love because like he's a boarhead, but you can tell his emotions through the boarhead so well with the animation. And when he like has those little sparkles around him, it's him learning and developing and like appreciating people, and that's amazing. That's awesome. And how can you not go with this man for number 1? Like, so cool. He's such a cool protagonist. He the only thing is like, yeah, I like how he's sympathetic towards demons. There's certain cases where I don't, like take the Entertainment District final fight. I didn't really see it necessary for him to be sympathetic. I get it; he could relate to them because him and Nezuko, like that. But one of my favorite scenes is when he goes against the Spider Mother, and he switches forms to Blessed Rain Before the Drought, and just calmly chops her head off so she can die peacefully. Oh, beautiful scene, absolutely stunning, and just amazing. But yes, Tandra's my number 1. That's my list. So we actually had our top. Who's your third? Was that Genya?
no,
No.
Senetsu.
So we had our top two the same, but we had three characters the same on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm starting to like him a little more, but Zenitsu's very low at the bottom of my list.
Listen,
You
man.
can say it's character development. I won't because he keeps falling asleep. I'm bored of that. I get it. It's cool adding godlike speed. That was a badass moment. I won't lie. But like
Okay. Listen. I want you to keep the same energy when we go through the season rankings. I want you to keep that same energy because I'm going to bring up a point. If I see one of your rankings, mm, mm,
okay.
you better keep the same energy. That's all I'm gonna say.
So go ahead. Oh, let's move into the Hashira. Okay. Okay. So you're definitely gonna have Uzui, Rengoku, Giyu. I can't think of his name, but the Stone Pillar. And
Stone Hashira.
yeah.
Okay.
And let's just I'm thinking Shinobu. And your top three is gonna be Rengoku, Uzui, Giyu
Okay. So you got three right.
out of the whole list.
Yep.
Did I get your top three right in order or no?
So what did you say was the top three?
So I say your top three. Number one's Rengoku, number two's Tengen, Uzui, and number three's Giyu.
You got one right.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
All right. You ready, sir?
Yep.
Giyu is number 5.
Okay.
Little bit of big impact. He got our man Tanjiro on his feet, so kind of got to give him a little bit of love. I tried not to really play manga into this pick because if so, he would have probably been just a little bit higher. But
Okay.
anyway, um, yeah, and plus he came in pretty much like a badass against the spider demons.
Oh,
Like he straight up just walked in there and just said, "Oh, you guys aren't done yet." Okay, task done. Number 11, by the way. Not even 1 through 10. Just new water style. I haven't
oh,
even seen it
11th
yet.
form. Yep. Dead calm.
So
So cool. So cool.
that's why he's 5. I don't really have too much to say about him. Tokido, the Miss
Miss
Hashira.
Hashira. Okay.
I like his character development. I grew to like him. I thought his battle was superb. Superb. But I did like his character though because he grew on me because he became this arrogant guy to this guy who actually became compassionate, and Tanjiro using his protagonist powers awoken his memory, and then he just had a new outlook on everything. And he even took the blade from our favorite swordsmith and just literally just threw it to him and said, Tanjiro, go. And that was a wrap. He got it for me at that point. I was like, way to redeem yourself, my guy. Way to redeem yourself. All right, number 3, Kenoroji, the Love Hashira. I
Okay.
love a badass female character in an anime. Why? Very rare. Very rare without them getting completely dumbed down. She had crazy backstory, at least a crazy backstory that I've seen for Hashira at this current ranking moment in time. She basically did not give up. She gave up on who she was a little bit, and then she realized, you know what, that's not me. And then she just blossomed and grew and became this cool Hashira that has like one of the coolest blades ever. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally like a ribbon, and it's so cool because she just walked in there and just like boom, done. And she has in her strength and muscles too to be able to withstand like just the yell, and even the upper 4 was like, wow, she contracted her muscles at the very end. Like to make that upper 4 to literally just stop midway and just be like, wow, she really did that. Badass. Badass. And I wasn't expecting her to be that strong. So she threw me for a curveball. Number two, Uzue. Like the whole entertainment district arc was amazing. He had to be the Hashira for the entertainment arc. There would have been nobody else that could have done it better.
Right.
Him be able to use like just him using music and stuff as his way of like his style is amazing. I love the fights with him, just like how smart he is. His three wives that he has also, which is pretty badass. That he literally had them as little spies trying to figure out what was going on while he's taking care of business. And he is a great man, by the way. He treated every single one of them that have all different personalities, made them into his ninja way, believe it, and was literally just phenomenal. Like he was so cool. And then even though he lost an arm, the man straight up still went in, chain in mouth, and just went. And then he's like, "We gotta go!" Boom! Explosion. And I'm just glad he didn't die. I'm glad he retired with his wives. That he actually got to fulfill that promise to them and be able to just be a giant family. Like, and he's a ninja. What more could I say? The man's a ninja. Dylan, the man's a ninja. You know how I love ninjas,
I
bro.
know how you
Like,
love ninjas. That's why I'm surprised it's not number one for you.
oh no, bro. Ren Goku, bro. Ren Goku's number one. Ah, tasty. Just everything about him. Just he's so cool. Like, you think he's just like his name Goku. You think he's just this guy that just wants to fight and eat and. But no, he's so humble. He's humble. His power is fire, which is cool. Um, his backstory is crazy. His dad in a drunken state, and he basically said, "I'm just going to be a Hashira. I'm going to make the world better." And he basically just he was there to like lift his brother up and like let him know, like, "Hey, I'm not leaving you because I'm leaving you guys. I'm here to make sure I can protect the world to give you a chance to be better." And then like just for him in his sleep to stop one of those train goons, seriously, like he stopped it right away. I don't remember if it was he held them by something or he had a sword up to their. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
He choked them, and it was just crazy because he figured everything out before everybody else did. And like just his final, he almost beat the upper three demon. He almost did. They rock lead him. They said,
Right.
nah, man, we gotta end you. We gotta end you. We gotta give all the Hashira something to do. We gotta kick them in the high gear. And it broke my heart because I fell in love with Red Goku the whole way through. And then I'm just like, no, the freaking Zodiac calendar killer over here is literally coming up to take him out. Like, bro, no. And he knew he was done too. He was about to be done. The sun was up. He was about to be done.
And then he runs.
But it was all because I really do believe, and I really do believe, and this is why, like, the number one pick for me for top five character with Tanjiro. I feel like if Tanjiro did not go, I really feel like he would have kept. I really feel like he would have ended him. I really do. Like, I feel like if him and Inosuke did not come after for his aid, which gave the demon a quick second to think, he would have been done. Head off. Bye-bye. See you later. Rengoku lives. Rengoku go back to his dad and say, "Hey, Dad, look, I'm back." I'm so mad. Like, so mad because I love Tanjiro and Inosuke, but they didn't do that. Our boy would be alive, but rest in peace, man. Even his little thing for his blade, Tanjiro kept. And that thing, and you know why? Here's one more thing. That little piece that I was just saying about saved the life of a little boy in the last season without Rengoku dying, and Rengoku still helping everybody out, even though he's dead. I am so mad. Favorite character, favorite Hashira.
Mic drop.
That's it.
Okay. Okay.
I know I got you crying on that, bro, but I'm sorry, but
No,
that,
that was a good list. That was a good list. I respect it.
that I can't. If he didn't have an honorable death like that, I would have put Uzui. I would have put him. Anyway, okay. All right, I'm gonna guess you here. We'll go Rengoku. We'll go Uzui. We'll go Shinobu. I think we're gonna go Genya, and I think we'll go Mitsusuri. We'll go Mitsusuri, which is the love Hashira.
So you got four.
Ooh, good deal. All right, so if I obviously I think your top two are my top two, but could be in a different order. I feel like Rengoku and Uzui is in your top two, correct? Okay. All right. If I want to be specific, I think Rengoku is number one for you and Uzui is number two.
So starting at number five. This so okay. So there's two Demon Slayer or two Hashras that you had in your list. I don't have on mine for the simple fact of that I like them. Don't get me wrong. There's no Hashra I dislike, but like, I just did not connect with them in this past season, which was the Love and Mist Hashira. I think they're awesome. I think that Muchiro's or Tokito, the Mist Hashira, is badass. But there's a Hashira we did get a little bit more insight on this season with his backstory, and that's Sanemi, the Wind Hashira, because he had to kill his mom and everything. Even though we have the only interaction we got with him was that and with Nezuko, which a lot of people did not like. For some reason, I really like him. I like his design. I like all the scars on him, and like for some reason, I'm like he looks insane. He sounds insane, but like already seeing the character development from him, like super caring about Genya and like they're protecting their family, to literally calling Genya worthless and that he can't be a Hashira after like his mom turned into a demon and everything. Like I'm super intrigued, and he last an impression on me. Even with Nezuko, I didn't like it. I didn't like him stabbing Nezuko, but he last an impression on me. So that's why he's number five for me. Number four, like you said, I love a strong woman, and even though she's not strong in strength, she's strong in her brains and in her just in her speed. She is the fastest Hashira, I will say, most likely. But that's Shinobu. I think it is ranked that she's one of the fastest.
One of the fastest, yes. The
Yes.
fastest? Mm,
I think it's because she's so small, too. That's why she's so fast.
continue though.
But yeah, so Shinobu is. And like, she's just so funny, too. And she's so scary. Like, she has that blank, you know, friendly expression, but she's like, I'm gonna make you pay back for all those people you killed. I could gouge out your guts and all that, and just like we'll be friends after you get be reborn. Like oh, she's so scary, but like she's so cool. And her back's like from what we got with her sister, like she used to be normal, and now she's like messed up.
Yeah, soulless.
But and I like how like she can't really cut a demon's head off, so she uses poison. I think that's really cool, and I like how the way that she has a unique blade. Like it's not as unique as Mitsuri, the Love Hashira, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Moving on to number three, who goes right in hand with Shinobu is Giyu. I really want to put Giyu higher up because I love him, but I feel like I can't in anime time. I really feel like I could change him when it comes to manga or when the new, when anime's finished. But realistically, would this show happen without Giyu? Because that's who confronts Tanjiro and Nezuko. Not only that, would this show happen if a different pillar met them? Maybe the Love Hashira, maybe the Love Hashira, maybe maybe Shinobu, possibly. But like Sanemi would kill Nezuko, Rengoku would kill Nezuko, Uzi would kill Nezuko, 100%.
No,
Okay,
no, no,
so
no, no.
why did he want to kill them and Tanjiro when they went to the Hashira meeting?
But this is the thing, though. He would first capture them. That's the thing, though. He is not a person that would just straight up attack. Listen, listen, listen. Tanjiro is not a demon, correct? He's not a demon in this point, right? He's not.
He's never a
So,
demon
but
that we
I
know
know,
of.
I know, but I'm just saying though, he's not a demon, right? So Rengoku has compassion for humans. He did not at first with Nezuko, which I agree.
He
If it
grows
was
on it,
just
of
straight up,
course.
if it was straight up Nezuko, I would get it. But because Tanjiro is there though, Tanjiro would some way somehow be able to finesse his way to make it that he would have a fair trial.
I feel like
I'm
it'll
telling you,
be. I feel like that's fair. I feel like it could happen, but I feel like it'll be a lot harder than Giyu. I feel
oh
like,
no, 10% a lot harder. I'm saying though, he would not be a Hashira that would automatically just say, "This is it. We're gonna cut. I'm
but
just gonna cut you off."
can you agree that Uzui probably would kill Nezuko because like Uzui really doesn't care about a lot of things.
Yeah, if it's not in his interest, if it's not in any way, shape, or form in his best interest, unless he saw some way, shape, or form, he would Tanjiro would allow her to be one of his wives. That's the only way I could see it. That's the only way I could see it. If that's not it, bye bye.
But yeah, so and like he's so he for the little amount of time we got in him, he's so cool, and the fact that he's like, I trusted these two. If Nezuko messes up, I'll kill myself. I'll take my life for
Yeah,
that with the Rokudaki, like
yeah,
and even though like water breathing, we see a lot of it with Tanjiro. Like the way he uses it, it's just so like you think Tanjiro's smooth
yeah,
with it. Giyu is so smooth with it, and he's so funny because all he wants is friends, but he's so
yeah.
awkward. He's so awkward.
I mean, the
But
love posture. I said,
yeah, no. So Giyu's great. Number 2 and 1, they can get flip flops so much for so many different reasons. The reason I have them in this order, I will explain. But number 2 is Rengoku for me. Now, is that one of the saddest anime parts of anime ever for me? 100%. Did I fall in love with Rengoku during that movie? Yes. Is that probably one of the best anime movies? Whether you watch it movie form or episode form, yes, amazing. Was that one of the best fights? Amazing. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I have no problems with Rengoku. The reason after sitting down thinking about it, though is because like it had a different feel to me than Uzui's fight at the end, and I feel like I just got, even though I liked, I felt connected with Rengoku. One, I got more episodes with Uzui, so that means more connection with Uzui, and two, personally, I think I don't know, like the animation's phenomenal with Rengoku and his form Rengoku, but like the fight with Gyurto, you can't beat that. You
listen, listen.
when they are clashing as they're moving through the streets, you can't beat that. I've never been so hyped in an anime fight as much as that fight. When I'm like, what's gonna happen next? Uzui comes out of nowhere. Like the man, and the fact that like I love flame breathing. It's awesome. It looks amazing. But sound breathing's so cool. It's so unique, and the way he used it is so unique, and like the way that he incorporated being a shinobi as well. That's why like any day of the week, if I'm sitting there feeling like I need to be more emotional, I want Rengoku. I want to. I There has not been an episode of an anime I've rewatched more than that episode. Even in any of My Heroes, I rewatched that episode a lot. At least just that fight, and that's why on my list, like it truly could. I truly could put Rengoku because, like, I will say, most honorable death, and it was awesome. It was amazing. It was beautiful. But for me, for right now, I just think because the hype around it, the animation around it, and just the character itself, I think that Uzui just he's flashy. Everything's gotta be flashy.
So I get exactly what you're saying, but here's my little point here though. Without that Rengoku play, right? Because
Yep.
of how awesome the animation and stuff was, do you think we would have gotten the same kind of animation, the same kind of dynamic if Rengoku lived,
If he lived,
or even if that fight happened?
if Rengoku lived, I really don't know. If that fight didn't happen, I feel like he would stay at 2 or 3. I feel like he could go lower for me if that fight didn't happen. I feel like that fight is the impact for Rengoku. Even if he lived, that really depends because we don't know what would happen. We don't know if we would get more screen time with him or less because he'd be out for injury or retired. Like it sucks that Uzui retires, but like now I know that he's safe and that he's gonna be with us.
I mean, I get that.
And he's a pimp. He got three
I, I,
wives.
I get it, but at the same time, though, like,
And the swords. The swords are so cool.
I get that, but bro, that's a 6. Rengoku faced a 3, and he
And that's
almost beheaded
fair.
with no help.
That's fair. That's completely
And
fair.
get why. Listen. If Rengoku didn't emotionally attack my strings, like I said, I put Uzui right there. But I just the fight for Uzui is more beautiful than Rengoku's. I will say that.
Right.
But Rengoku's is more impressive to me.
See, it just depends. Like the hype, it's hype or it's emotion. That's what I look at it.
Like I said, I love that fight. That fight is phenomenal, and it's the most beautiful, appealing fight. But it's just everything that happened with the fight is the elements of the fight. Like and I know what you're gonna say. Or are you gonna say that there wasn't a lot of elements with the big three basically going down and Tanjiro just chilling by himself, getting blown off the top of the roof? Well, yes, I get that. But at the same time, though, Rengoku basically no help. He didn't need no help. That's the thing, though. Like,
Well, he did need help because he died.
yeah,
I'm just
because of
saying
two people interfering.
he dies no matter what. Even if he took Akaza down
Hey,
with him, he dies. Even if he
hey,
took Akaza down.
he would at least got the kill though.
Right.
He
No,
would.
that's fair. That's fair.
But to also state this too, though, he might have had a better chance of survival, though, if you think about it. Yes, he was basically on the brink of death, but if he's able to hold him off and hold that sword all the way up without too little interferences, too little ads popping up, hey, click on me, he would have had him stuck like he had him the whole time, and he would have been burned. And then
But then
Rengoku, two outcomes, would have died in the sunset, or he would have barely lived, and then it would have woken up his dad a little bit more.
no, he dies no matter what because he had a hole in his chest. He became a donut.
Bro, I'm
If
still
if
saying,
he if he could if he would have he could if you're saying he could have survived in the actual show because that's what happened. His Akasa's arm dissolved in his chest when the sun came up. Same thing would have happened if he had Akasa there that died. Rengoku dies no matter what. Let's go into the demons because we spent quite a bit of time just on that little subject. But at the end of the day, we both love them both, and they could really
yeah,
go back and forth. Okay, demons. Whew. Okay. You're going to have so Muzan, Nezuko, Akaza. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but Upper Moon 1. So it's at 4.
yep, yeah, one more.
I'm gonna say it just for the meme, but you're gonna have the drum demon on there.
I'm just trying to think of who you said here.
Your
Say
top
those names again.
your top 3 are going to include Gyurto, Muzan, and Nezuko. And then I also said Akasa and Drum Demon.
Okay, so you only got 2,
Okay.
and you only got 2. You only got 1. You got 2 in the top 3.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Enmu is number 5. I love it's the hand, the one who just says sleep.
The train demon.
Yep. So lower rank 1. I see. I just have a special place for Mugen Train. Mugen Train is a very
I
phenomenal
couldn't tell.
uh, development. I know, right? But I just like the whole ability that he was able to put everybody to sleep. That the only way that they could really figure out how to get out, and that was through Tanjiro, which was something crazy. Tanjiro sliced his neck off, not once, not twice, but so so many times, like too many times that he's like sleep, cut, like,
When he
and
almost
that,
did it, actually, until Inosuke was like, "Don't do it. You're awake."
and on top of that too, though, he was the effing train. It wasn't even his body was the real deal. That's when we kind of learned at this point that demons kind of are like all over the place. Like
Right.
they're
They have.
are actual bodies. They can be multiple different places. That's why they're upper ranks and lower ranks and beyond just the normal demons. Like Enmu put a big impact. Like Enmu just felt so poetic. So I don't know. Plus, Mugen Train. Come on. All right, you ready for the next one?
Number 4.
Number four, Pentagoo. Number four. I loved it because one, Stone Dragon. Two, the visuals are so beautiful. Three, you thought Guataro was crazy with a split off. Ha! Let him show you all his emotions. Let him go. Oh, you don't like sorrow? Boop. Okay. Hey, here's anger. Oh, you don't like that? Okay, here's sadness. Oh, you don't like that? Oh, here's envy. Just, I know I made up a couple of them, but still, you get the point. If you take away one, which they learned the hard way, another one, and then another one, and another one. And they literally were just as strong. One could fly. One literally had a pole like Madara and just went lightning. And then one of them consumed all of them. And he summoned stone dragons. And then you
Yeah.
couldn't kill the main person because he kept on getting small and just literally enticing his body inside himself. Like, it's just wild. Like, we never seen a demon that put up such a challenge. Seriously, never seen a demon that put up such a challenge at all
It
to our.
started annoying me because I'm like, why is there so many?
That's the beauty of it because he literally can. Stop him if you can. Number three, the bastard himself, Akaza. Akaza is cool. Don't get me wrong. I love his demeanor. I love how he wants to dethrone the upper rank one. I love that. I love how he thinks everybody is below him besides obviously Muzan. Everybody else is below him. He has such a cool fighting style. He's just like a giant martial artist. Like he's nothing crazy. He looks like a normal person, which is kind of cool because you don't really see that with any of the other demons. They're normally like deformed or something else. Besides rank 2, he's the only other human looking one. But
Doma.
oh yeah, number 2. Sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
But yeah, just his fighting style is good. He pushed Rengoku.
Killed Van
He's
Goku.
just so. Listen. We don't talk about that, all right? We don't talk about that. It never happened, all right? Anyway, it's just I love that he uses his fist and like he's all about martial arts. He has a calendar style. It's just cool because we've only seen a little glimpse of it, and I cannot wait to see the rest of it at full display. It's gonna be a sight to see. Number 2, the word that got used the most in episode 2, Nezuko. Nezuko, our girl, Nezuko.
Nezuko.
That's right. Nezuko, let's go. I love Nezuko's character development. It's really good. She is different than all the other demons. She literally can sleep to regenerate her health instead of eating flesh. Um, she can now, spoiler, can go ahead and be in the sun, which is awesome. And now Muzan basically wants to get Nezuko, which is even crazier. Uh, but yeah, her blood demon art is cool. Like a little bit of, and then, and on top of it too, Tanjiro can use it as an assist. It's crazy because he can use his sun breathing technique with the flame and just like father, no, geez, sorry, brother, daughter, wow, brother, sister, breathing technique. I know I just fumbled the bag on that hard, but listen, craziness. Just Nezuko is that girl, man. Another strong female
The
character.
strongest female character, honestly. I mean, Mitsuri is pretty strong. Don't get me wrong, but like Nezuko the demon.
Oh, in this universe, yeah, 110%. I'm talking about all the anime
Oh man,
universe.
yeah, 100%. She's definitely best girl.
And then number one, the menace himself, Mr. Praying Mantis, Giratoro. I mean, come on. Come on. He literally, like, one, his appearance was the most craziest out of pocket. What? Where'd you come from? God, she was number 6. No, she's just the weakest. And how he just always comes up to him and says, "You're really just a disappointment, aren't you?" And then he just goes up to Tanjiro's face and just says, "How about you become a demon?" Just like, bro. And then he breaks his fingers,
Oh,
chops off Uzui's arm, stabs a hole through Tanjiro's freaking jaw, stabs Anusuke right here in the freaking chest, like, and he still gets up and he gives his sister his eye. Like, dude, he's just a menace. And like Dylan said, when he comes into the flames, he literally
no.
becomes just this PC wallpaper. Like, that's what you would put if you want a badass freaking wallpaper on anything, right there. And all right, the most visually beautiful fight he gives us. It just, and then he blows up as a last minute resort when his head is chopped off. Like, when you think it's all over, it's like, gotcha. That's all I gotta say. Number one.
Okay, I like that. I respect that a lot. All right, sir. Top 5. Let's see it.
Kiritaru, Akaza, Muzan, Nezuko, and let's go Kokoshibu, which is upper rank 1.
4 out of 5.
Okay,
Can you guess my top 3?
top 3. Nezuko, of course. Uh, Kiritaru, and give me Kokoshibu.
1.
Oh, it's Nezuko.
So,
I'll be shocked if it's actually not Nezuko.
number 5. Now this one, I looked at the list. I'm like, I want to see all the demons throughout the whole series, and I'm like, this one I remember being like, oh wow, this guy's insanely strong. Everyone thought this was the 12 Kizuki on the Spider Family Forest, and it's the Spider Father, not Ryui. This his father. Everyone's like, oh wow, this is him. Inosuke couldn't get his blades through him. Everyone's freaking out, like, oh wow. I mean, Giyu came in and cut his head off easily, but no, like, he was so cool, and the fact that he shed his skin and got even bigger and scarier, like, I hate spiders. That arc sucked for me, but I really liked him. I thought he was really cool. I thought it was a cool character design. Kind of like my second gag character, like AOE, like character you wouldn't really expect, but is there. Okay, number 4 is Gyurto. For every reason you said, he's a menace. Came out of the fire. Absolutely destroyed Tanjiro, just crapping on him the whole time. And like, he was the final boss. Everyone's like, oh, we're facing Daki. You know, she got her head cut off. Out comes the actual final boss, who is insanely more powerful than Daki, for the simple fact that he pretty much beat Uzui when Uzui simply cut off her head, and she got her head decapitated 3 different times throughout the fight, where he only got his head cut off once. Like, it was crazy. It was a good fight. It's amazing fight. My favorite fight, as I said, but he is 4 for me out of demons. I like the fight for Uzui. So continuing on. Number 3 is Muzan. He is the big bad. He's Michael Jackson, but he's the big bad. We sit here talking about all these other demons and how insanely powerful they are and how insanely crazy they are, when just Muzan's sheer presence makes them quiver. Saying his name will kill them.
Uh, so let's be honest though, is it just the lower demons? Like not the ones who are a lower or an upper rank? Because if you realize though, there's people who said his name,
That's also true.
but
So that is true with that. But they do fear him.
everybody, not everybody got the Voldemort treatment.
Yes, but they do fear him because I mean, and you see the power gap when they have the upper rank meeting, and he's standing there. Next thing you know, he's holding Upper Moon Five's in his head in his hand.
Yeah.
The vase demon, yeah, just which one of my least favorite demons. Really weird looking. His transformation was okay when he turned into a fish. I thought that was was it a fish or a snake?
But it didn't even matter, dude.
Like
It was so terrible because when he actually showed his true form, I'm expecting something a lot more crazier. He's
right.
just basically a giant mermaid.
But yeah, so Muzan's number 3, Michael Jackson, so cool. Number 2, who was originally on my top 5 characters list at number 2, but I'm like, you know what? She's a demon. It's Nezuko. If the series isn't about Tanjiro, it's about Nezuko. She's the next in line for main character, and she deserves it. Exploding blood is absolutely crazy. Like it's such a good blood demon art, and she uses it so well. The first time she does it, like that is the first time Tanjiro uses Himo Kamakagi, Himo Kamakagura, Kagura, whatever it's called, and she uses exploding demon blood against Rui. Beautiful. What is your mouth open for?
Because I realize who your number one is. I feel like a dummy. Anyway, go ahead.
Who's my number 1?
Enmu. The
Drain Demon?
and yeah.
No, one of my least favorite.
What? You love the Mugen? All right.
I love the Mugen Train.
He's
That's why Akaza's my number 1.
okay. Well, all right. Good shit.
So
'Kay.
I'm sitting here thinking like I don't know if you're gonna say it or not, but it's like Rengoku's your number 2 and Tengen's your number 1, but Akaza's your number 1 and Gyarados your number 4. Explain that, Dylan. Let me explain. I like the Hashiras in that fight. I like Tengen in that fight more than Rengoku. However, I like Akaza more than I like Gyarados. And the reason that puts Akaza above them all is his music. Akasa's battle music or his theme music is abs. Go ahead.
So, if we have a little rewind here, remember My Hero?
Yeah.
Oh, oh, a character with a great intro.
Did you?
Less time.
Yep.
No. Less showtime, right? That was the big issue for All for One. And you got more of All for One than you did with Akuza. But
Akaza's
yet,
better.
but
Akaza's better.
it was so low on your list because you said I just didn't get enough.
Akaza made a bigger impact in that small amount of time than All for One did. Then, simple as that.
Killed the symbol of peace. Whoa.
Didn't kill him. Didn't kill him. He's still there. Just can't use his
No.
form.
No. What I mean, killed the symbol of peace, I meant theoretically.
Is this a My Hero podcast, Tom?
I'm bringing up a point for your rating here, sir, because you can't throw one rating for one and then you go ahead and chuck that in the trash and then hit permanent delete on the recycling bin on your computer and say, oh, by the way, now I'm going to use this.
I mean, we only got a few episodes with Gyarados too. Like we didn't get a whole lot with Gyarados either. We got like a couple episodes at the end. We didn't get a whole lot. We got more than All for One definitely. But like we don't get a whole lot with these demons if you think about it. The most is season 4, the final season. Those demons we get a lot of episodes with.
I agree.
Episode 3 is when upper rank 4 comes in.
5.
Is it 5? Are you sure? I thought it was episode 3 that he comes in.
No, 5 because it's the pot. Remember?
But he crawls into the room.
No. You're right. Because I just remember him coming up and going.
Yeah. So some of these big demons that we like Gyarados and Akaza, even though Akaza gets 2 to 3 episodes, if you watch it the episode wise, he comes in,
he gets maybe one. He doesn't get two full
He gets
episode
one and
lengths.
a half. I think he gets like 1.5. He definitely gets 1.5.
He just shows up at the end once the train is destroyed. He just
Yep.
shows up and then and then he just faces Rengoku. He does nothing else.
Is he not in? I thought he shows up and there's a whole episode dedicated to him and Rengoku.
Oh my god, bro! Listen,
Listen, I
listen,
haven't
listen.
watched the episode by episode. Either way, that doesn't matter. Akasa's my number one because like his theme music's great. It's my favorite villain theme music. It's awesome. And the fight was spectacular. I love his fighting style. I love that he's a martial artist. And I think that him in that fight with Rengoku, they were amazing. And it was great. It was great. But now I'm interested to see the next topic.
Oh, this is season rankings.
So
This is where
do we want to predict
this is.
these or do we just want to say these?
What are you feeling? What you up for? You want to predict or what do you want to do?
This is the one that I feel like. See, I don't want to predict because if I predict it, I have the same feeling that we had the same exact ones. I'm not going to predict it because I feel like we had the same. Yeah, I think we had the same season lineup.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay.
So, as we're going to preference real quick before we get into it again, this is talking about that the first arc, like the first season, is technically the first arc. We're saying, even though there's a couple different arcs in there. So, season one is from Nezuko becoming a demon pretty much up until before the Mugen Train. Then it's Mugen Train Season 2. We're going to call that. Season 3 is Entertainment District, and Season 4 is the Swordsmith's Village. So you can call it either or, just so no one gets confused. So we have 4 different arcs, we're saying it. So I'll let you go first.
Okay. So number 4 is the fourth season. I felt like it was pretty lackluster compared to all the other seasons, like we kind of mentioned throughout this whole episode. Just it felt like how to put it. I just didn't feel like the demon attacks were as impactful as it was with all the other ones. Like I just felt like one, I didn't really care for Gaio Coco, the upper five. I didn't really care too much for him. I just felt like he was just there, and like they needed to give the Miss Hashira kind of like a backstory. So I don't know. It just didn't have that impactful feel like the rest of the first three seasons did. It just felt like it was missing something. I can't put my hand on it what it truly is missing because it's visually beautiful. The arc is good because it sets up for a lot of other things, but I just felt like there's a bunch of different elements going on and we weren't getting like a true resolution of what that season was supposed to be. Like the bright spot of this whole thing is that Nezuko can be out in the sun, she
Right.
can talk, and we now know that there's more demon marks.
Yep.
Oh, that's about it. Oh, and the thousand and that sword, by the way, the 1,000 year sword, something like
300
that. It's
year. I
called.
think it's the 300-year one.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay. Should I go
What's
with
your
my
number
number
four?
4? Okay, I'll go with my number 4.
Yep.
Same. I so the only thing I have to say is that this one had probably the best animation because
Yeah.
it was clean. It looked so good. It looked so crisp, and it had some of the coolest moves: Sun, Halo, Dragon, Tanjiro, and it was almost all of them were from Tanjiro. Tanjiro using the thunder breathing with sun breathing, so cool. Like 2 times in a row, so awesome. But like the colors just popped. I will say I do like all the all the color mixtures with the Upper Moon 4, all of his different demons. I like those. I really like the lightning strike from the anger demon. But yeah, like he said, it didn't interest me as the other ones as much. It was definitely just like a building. It felt like a filler arc. Like it was a building arc. We got rid of 2 more Upper Moons, which is crazy to think about because now we're down to 3. Um, but yeah. So that's my number. That's my number 4. You said a lot about it. I'm not much else to say.
Hey, all good. I was gonna say, listen, you nailed on the nose though with the filler portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely they had to get something in there. Anyway, my number 3 is season number 1. Reason why it's number 1, like number 3, is for the simple fact that it was an introduction. It was a good introduction arc. It had a big impact on the on the series as a whole. We got to learn more about demons, uh, a bunch of different cool ones. Like there was a swamp demon, there was the hand demon. Uh, we also got to see the spider family, and then also the two other demons that were playing off as upper demons, but weren't the one with the arrows and everything, and the
And
other
the
one with those
Tamari.
bumps. Yeah. So we got a little taste of that, and then it kind of built up for like what their main projective is going to be, and that's to collect the blood of an upper demon. So to me, it was pretty cool, and I appreciated everything that it brought. It brought the world of Demon Slayer to life. It gave us excitement, color, got to show like what the Hashiras, not the Hashiras, but what the Demon Slayers go through before they become Demon Slayers, and get a little taste of like their daily life in a kind of way. And we got introduced to two of the greatest characters too, and Nosuke and Zenny. Like they're great companions. Like Tanjiro couldn't ask for a better group of friends, and they're all different, which makes them work together, and they all grow to love each other down the road. But that's why season number 1 is number
I
3.
feel like in the future Zenitsu would be good. Current Zenitsu, when he was crying, not wanting to go into the woods, that's not a good companion.
Listen, man, listen. You have to listen. So are you gonna tell me in Rugrats when you have Chucky Finster who's scared of his own shadow, you gonna tell me he ain't a good companion?
I
He's the
forgot
best.
that. I forgot about the anime Rugrats and comparing Rugrats to freaking.
Did you see Reptar versus the Slug? Yeah, that was
Uh,
an anime. Yeah, I remember. Angelico got the giant mechanoid. Yeah, I remember that, don't you?
all right, my number 3 season is the Mugen Train.
Told you. I'm only hyped because I told him the whole time we were not gonna have the same one.
Right. That's what threw me. I thought you were gonna see, and like I know what your next two are. I know the order, and like I'm okay with that. The number 3 and 2 can go back and forth a lot, but the reason Mugen Train is so low is it's unfair because Mugen Train's like if you technically count it, it's 9 episodes long compared to two of them that are 11 episodes long, and compared to the first season was 20, 23, 20, something like that, a little bit over 20 episodes long. Huh?
It's 26 or 25.
Something like that. So like
Yeah.
it's unfair. But it was a movie and it was spectacular. The animation, I really only like the animation during the Akaza Rengoku fight. That was beautiful. I don't like any of the other animation, if I'm being honest. I guess Tanjiro sun breathing to cut Emu's head, uh, technically its head, that was pretty good. But besides that, the animation in the show and the movie, didn't stand out too much for me. The story was great. Don't get me wrong, the story was great. It introduced us to Rengoku, number 2 on my Hashira list. It was amazing. But yeah, no, Mugen Train's number 3 for me. Uh, I could flip it with number 2, but I have a pretty good, strong stance on it being number 3. It was great. Yeah.
So Dylan, what do you think?
Well, I
What do you
hope
think?
I hope your number 2 is Mugen Train.
Are you sure?
I hope it is.
It is.
Okay, good.
Number 2 number 2 is Mugen Train just because Rengoku is one of my favorite Hashira. Akaza is in my top 3 for the demons. I never would have imagined in Demon Slayer that the way to wake up out of the dream would be to commit suicide. That blew me away right there and then, and I was just like, okay, this is pretty in-depth detailing. And then just seeing Inosuke in his dream, crazy, just this crazy like boar creature. He's like, ha 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 ha. Like he's just great. But I love the power of the lower demon, which is like the lower rank one. I love that they could put you to sleep and then kind of get you the dream. I like the whole like plot and everything behind it too. That like the body, like this is the first time we learned that a demon could just not be its own physical form. It literally could be anything, and that's what I loved about it. That it changed the game of Demon Slayer to what we knew because season 1 was awesome, and then Mugen Train came in and it just just came along, and I loved it. I loved it. And Red Goku, tasty. I
Yeah,
mean,
tasty.
I mean, see, I'm getting emotional just thinking about this right now. Just Red Goku, just attitude, and then Tanjiro's just killing him, and then you get to hear Nezuko just say, "Wake up, brother!" Just
Hmm.
there's just so much I love about this, but that's why it's number two. Number two's number two. Let's go.
So number two for me would be the first one, because you needed that introduction, and like I said, it's not fair to the Mugen Train that it only has 9 episodes, even though it was made from a movie. But this, like, it had so much to offer. It had so many good fights and memorable ones too that you wouldn't like think of off the top of your head. Tanjiro versus Inosuke, their first encounter. That's a really good fight. The Drum Demon, that's a really good fight. The swamp, you brought up the Swamp Demons, but not just that. Tanjiro's training, that's crazy. I wish we could have seen him with that long hair when he cut that rock in half. Could you imagine seeing him going throughout the series with that long, raggedy hair? He would look so cool.
Look like his dad
I
or
I
his
like
ancestor.
the ancestor. Like, I like the short hair. Don't get me wrong, but like I just But yeah, so number one, like it was a great start to the anime. A little slow once it picked up, started going. Meeting all the Hashira for the first time, that was amazing. The little training arc in the Butterfly Mansion, that was amazing. Just seeing the slow thing of character development was just really good. It was a great start to the anime, and that's why it's number two on my list for me.
See, and that's why it was kind of tough for me to put two and one because they could
Yep.
have flip flopped. It's just, I don't know. I just Mugen Train kind of just hit harder for me. Like, don't get me wrong, season one phenomenal because you got all those up. Like, you nailed it with everything else, like all
Right.
those memorable side fights and arcs. But all right, we all know what number one is, and that's the entertainment district. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. Let's look at what happened beforehand. You see everything that happened beforehand, and you didn't think it could get crazy. What happens? Oh, you get this guy named Uzwe. You're like, okay, this guy seems okay. What does he do? He basically is trying to kidnap the one girl.
AOE.
You know? Yeah, AoE takes her, and then Tandra's like, no, 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 no. We volunteer as tribute. And he's like, okay, y'all can come along. Literally pulls a Pokemon move where they're in the fourth gym where Ash has to dress himself up as a girl to go battle the gym leader. He's like, all right, everybody, y'all are my daughters. We're gonna go get some undercover stuff. Then you learn about that the upper six is actually like has one of
Mm-hmm.
his wives crazy. First off, then you get to find out that she's not as easy to defeat as you think. She has a whole ribbon as a head, and she literally just keeps on regenerating. She has a ribbon monster just holding everybody else as captive. And then you get the giant shock of the century. Uzumai's like, all right, I'm about to end this. Hope you said your last prayers. Boom. Oh, little sister, what you got yourself into? And it's just like, what? What? Did this really wait, what just happened? And then you're like, okay, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. And Tanjiro got his first fire ability. You got to see that more in action. And when that happened, you're like, yes, yes, they got it. They're gonna do it. And then boom, everything we thought we knew, gone. Everything else that was gonna happen, wrong. We literally got slapped with the giant like and yes, it's not my middle. But he teased you get Tandro getting teased, you literally get some finger cracks, you get beautiful animation, you get amazing storytelling and just everything you could ask for in a season happened. And it just stinks that season four had to happen after it because there was no way it was gonna ever touch it.
Right. Like, will it get? Because it's also my number one. If you haven't guessed yet, for all the same reasons. But like, will it be topped? I think so. Knowing what's coming up in the manga, I do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, when I was watching it, like I said earlier, I found on Netflix. I didn't know. Neither did you. We didn't know the manga or anything like that. When I tell you, I sat there and I'm like, what are they gonna do? What Tanjiro's gonna do? This shows you how good of a protagonist Tanjiro is and how smart he is. Crawling his way to get the kunai, the poison kunai, throwing things to cover his scent. We did not bring it up once in this video, but that man has a dome of steel. I first
Oh,
thought I first thought that he actually did damage to this demon with his head, but then you find out he used the kunai. But like
mm-hmm.
Tanjiro's head is just insanely hard and is so awesome. He uses it against so many different people, Inosuke being one of them.
Ironhead. Basically, he's using
Right.
Ironhead.
But no, it was a great season. It action. It had twists, but I wouldn't call them twists. It had suspenseful moments where you didn't know what was going to happen, and it threw you off guard. And the two biggest ones, Zenitsu coming out with godlike speed was absolutely amazing. It looked beautiful. However, Uzubi coming out, being alive, and Inose coming back, being alive, and the sheer flexibility of my body, I can rearrange my organs. Like, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's 10 out of 10 season. Like I said,
Don't forget though, ah, where they're all showing their different
right,
faces in that animation where they're cutting the heads off. Yeah,
Tanjiro's demon mark grows when his pupils disappear. Like, it's so good. Such a great season. Just such a great season. Entertainment District, amazing. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. We had a little bit of a heated discussion. Not anything close to what we had last week on the
Charmin.
Podcast, not contest, podcast. Team Bulbasaur, anyways. Yeah, go check that one out. That was by far, by far my favorite podcast we've done. This was also a great one. They've all been great. Um, Maybe in the future we'll do a ranking of our podcast. Because like they're all amazing, but like the Pokemon one was so fun. It was long too. This one's probably gonna be close to like an hour and a half, maybe a little less. That was like 2 hours long. That's crazy. But yeah, no, this was a great podcast. Demon Slayer season 3, season 4 just ended. The Swordsmith Village arc just ended, so we figured we'd do this.
And
Yeah,
who's excited for the Hashira arc? Woo!
yo,
Woo!
Hashira training arc. I'm so excited for. So excited for. But anyways, yeah. So you can go over and find me at my main channel, Dylan Comstock. I'm going to be start doing reaction videos here soon. But go check out our latest animation happy hour. We're gonna be doing stuff like that on the TAA. But for right now, we have 3 of them over on my main channel. We did 2 My Heroes, 1 Naruto. The Naruto one's so good. We did them one after another. So like we just were getting drinks after drinks and so funny, so
Nick
good.
makes an appearance, by the way,
Yeah,
everybody.
Mikado makes an appearance. Yep, so you can find me there. If you want to see me playing some video games, let me tell you, I think it'll be after the week after this one. Oh, I have a great horror game coming out because I need to play some scary games. There you go. His Nintendo Switch controller. But yeah, if you want to see me playing some video games, go over to the Lord Pickle channel. Currently, I am doing alongside of Mad Reggin. I'll let him talk about his, but I'm doing a Pokemon Tower Defense series. I have some other stuff in the works for other series, but I have there's a few videos there now. I have so much more planned. But yeah, so check me out on Dylan Comstock, Lord Pickle, and then you can go over and check out your Professor Reggin on.
Well, hey, you all know you can come over. It's in my name. Come over to the channel. Be part of the Reggin Nation. It's called Mad Reggin is the channel. We got reaction videos, which is Mojo Monday. Every Monday there is a new reaction video coming out. And then I don't know when I'm putting out my gaming videos. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday. But yeah, Pokemon Tower Defense, you don't want to miss out on that. Listen, let me tell you, some good stuff there. But hey, if you have some reaction videos or any kind of movie or anything you want me to review or whatever, hit me up. Put a comment down on any of the videos. And always go over and visit the other channels, which is Lord Pickle. Go ahead and also go check out Dylan Comstock and of course the TAA. You're
Yeah,
already here. Go
right.
ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. What you doing? What you doing? Hit that bell and
I'm
subscribe.
I'm pretty sure I put a watermark in right down. Extend my finger if I can. I don't know if I can edit that or not, but it goes, Tom, you're closer. I need you to point right here for me. Right there,
Right
right down
there.
there, right down there. There should be a little icon of the TAA. Click that, subscribe, and like I said, hit the notification bell. We do a weekly podcast every Sunday from since we started to forever. We're gonna come up with topics every single week.
And listen, it's not. We're also going to be adding twists and turns. It's not just going to be also just anime basic. We're going to also throw in some tournament type deals too. So, hey, be excited for that because that's part of our sports festival when it
There
comes
we
out.
go.
But hey, why wouldn't you want to subscribe? You know why you wouldn't? There's no reason. Why you would? Free tuition. Let's go.
There you go, exactly, free tuition. But yeah, so that has been the Anime Academia. Let's talk Demon Slayer. What a great anime. Like we said, 9.7 out of 10. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you have, watch it again. But yeah, so that has been the podcast. That's been the TAA. So class is officially out of session.
Later.
Both, sir.